So what's up, guys? Coming to you with another video. It's been a while, like I said. We get busy with school and actually not school, but work and stuff we've been doing around the house. So it'll be a first interview that we're gonna be doing. So let me introduce you to my brother. This is Chad Tachine. He's a police officer with Kienta Police Department. Recently graduated from the police academy, which he was trained at with the Navajo Nation. He's gonna tell us a little bit about his experiences of how he went to a police academy, became a police officer. Also, what kind of schooling he did. With Chad, he's like I said, he's my little brother. We watched him grow up. We know what kind of I guess trials and tribulations he's been through. We'll have him tell you a little bit about that. So Chad, thanks for doing this. This is for the youth, and is what I'm trying to get them opening their eyes, and try to get them to see what kind of other careers there are out there here on the reservation as well as off the reservation. But you chose to become a police officer. At first, go ahead and tell us how you got your schooling.
Good afternoon, guys. My name is Chad Tachine. Like he said, I got my schooling. Went to Chinle through. I went to school in Chinle most of my life. Finished up at Chinle High School. Graduated from there, and after that, I kind of like debated on what I wanted to do with school. So I started school at Diné College for a while, and it was affordable for me. When I was going to school there, I kind of always liked the smaller classroom setting because it was that one-to-one with instructors. I think originally I applied, I was trying to doing something more in the medical field, but I couldn't stick with that. And then I ended up changing my career path of what I wanted to do and started studying more in the criminal matter and whatnot. And then from there, I ended up finishing Diné College. Took a little bit longer than I thought it would. It's just that, classes are, some classes you really need to pay attention to, or you take more classes than others. After I finished from Diné College, and I decided to apply to multiple schools, and I started out at University of Arizona. And I'm always getting crap about that from other of my family members because I originally wanted to go to ASU, but I actually went to U of A. So went to U of A, went to school there for about 3 years, finished up at U of A, graduated with my bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Almost kind of forgot.
Cool. So Chad, this is with me attending schools in the past for myself, and I know that most people say it's going to take you only 2 years to finish community college, or it's going to take you 4 years to finish at a university, like you said at U of A. How long did it take you to finish at DC?
I think at DC probably took about maybe 3 years. Maybe 3 years to finish.
Right. What about at U of A?
And at U of A, I would say it took another 3 years.
Yeah.
You never go on that track of where people always say there's 4 years and this and that. It's a whole lot different world in the college world.
Yeah. So those of you that are planning on going to college, and people say it's going to take you 2 years or 4 years, it really don't take that long. It's gonna take a little bit longer because some classes you fail, some classes they get added on. You got to take, um, but that's all part of it. Wherever you're trying to go with your career path, and that's part of something that you got to expect. Then another thing is financially, you got to plan for that. So tell us about that part of it with your financial aid and how you got to pay for your classes.
Okay. Well, first of all, like before I actually made the choice before going to school, I've already started saving up money where I was going to go to school at. I was already saving up money and putting money to the side, just trying to be smart about how I was using my money. And when I knew I had enough, I started like I saw how much college is on campus, how college life is on campus. Dormitories are expensive, and I did apply for financial aid, and I applied for some scholarships. Sometimes you'll get lucky with scholarships, sometimes you won't. I wasn't so lucky with it, so I just ended up getting financial aid, and now I got assistance from government, where they pay for your school. So I got that, and also like what I was using, and I was using that I lived off campus because it was a lot cheaper living off campus. So I lived in an apartment, which was good enough because they had like a shuttle that would go back and forth.
And that was at the U of A, right?
Yeah, that was when I was at U of A.
Yeah, so I went to school in Tucson, and I know where Chad went to, where he lived at his apartment complex, and it was pretty hard for him to get around town. So I know you took buses and stuff and shuttles to school. So that's part of what you have to do, and part of his sacrifice that he did to finish school and put himself through school. Whatever Chad went through, you guys can all do it too. You just gotta be smart about your money, and I always say you gotta be selfish. You can't think about anybody else but yourself when you're out there trying to be successful with school. You got to be smart about it. I always also say you got to be disciplined about your school, and there's a time to relax. There's a time to go out and hang out, but most of the time you got to think about school and why you're out there. All right, so another thing that I wanted to ask you is, after you graduated, came back to the reservation, you want to, you got your degree in criminal justice. After you got that, where did you go? Where did you apply to for far as using your degree?
Well, to begin with, I applied with Flagstaff Police Department, and then also another one was I was also I think Tucson Police Department. They were trying to get me, not Tucson Police Department, but one of my professors from U of A. He was actually telling me to work for Tucson, but I told him I originally wanted to work somewhere close to home, which is why I applied for Flag. And another one I also did apply for Navajo Nation as well. And Flagstaff just didn't seem to work out, and the Navajo Nation was where I went. And that's where, that was like one of the last ones that went into class. And at that point, I thought I wasn't going to get in. But, I was lucky and fortunate enough to get into the past academy class.
Cool. So how long did you spend at the academy?
It was a total of 25 weeks. Yeah.
Awesome.
Like 6 months.
Yeah. So, I coach football and stuff, and we saw you out there, you guys training on the track and stuff. You guys doing your PT. A lot of you guys that just graduated, or those of you that were on the football team this past year, you guys seen Chad and his crew working out and stuff, and the workouts they did and what they went through. I know I have several of you guys that that said you guys want to be police officers. You know, this is the path that he went through. But there are different paths that you can get to be a police officer. So so with you graduating at the U of A and at DC, how much support did you get from people?
I'd say I got a lot of support, mainly from family. You know, I did get support from family. Others, like, you build like a relationship with, you know, like other, you know, college professors. You know, they're the ones that also help out as well. They'll be the ones that write out letters for you. You know, they'll be the ones that help kind of open doors for you as well. You know, it's one thing to also, you know, do building up that kind of that mentorship with them. You know, a lot of them do come in and help.
Right. Cool. You know, like I said, that all falls back to people helping support you and stuff. But at the same time, you know, you gotta be the one to be disciplined on your side to do all these things. You know, mommy and daddy can't be there all the time to fill out paperwork for you guys. I tell you guys all the time, those of you that are on the football, basketball team, you know, it's not about, you know, mommy and daddy being there all the time. You got to start doing stuff on your own too. So tell us about you. After you went to the academy, how'd you end up in Kayenta?
Actually, I originally wanted to be in Chinle because it's my hometown, and you know, I know it and I know the people. But at the time when I applied, Chinle was all filled up, and they were trying to figure out where I was going to go before I could make a decision to go. Pick a selection there where I was going to go. They actually picked for me, and I ended up in Kayenta. It's not too far of a place, which I'm okay with. It's about an hour drive. Well, when I was going back and forth, it was an hour drive, and that's how I ended up in Kayenta.
Right. So how long have you been in a police officer? And tell us about, you know, your experiences of being a police officer.
Okay. Well, I've been a police officer for about I'll be hitting my year in November. So I mean, it's a lot of fun. You know, like being in the academy, they don't tell you a whole lot of how much fun it is because, you know, there are a lot of serious things that they do got to address. You know, there are some times where it is serious, and some days can be pretty tough, and also can be pretty stressful. You know, but you know, it just depends on how strong you can be mentally.
Right.
As well, and also too, you know, it's just sometimes you just can't really talk to a whole lot of people about things because a lot of people won't understand what you're going through.
Right.
And the only people you can talk to is probably other first responders or police officers.
Right.
But you know, it's what I've also learned too. It's not good to bottle it all up because I've seen it destroy people. So I'll talk to people about things that I've gone through.
Right.
Yeah, it's not all serious all the time. You know, there is a lot of fun with the job. You know,
right.
you meet a lot of good people, a lot of people you really like to work with, and also the good group you graduate with. You know, you build that bond with them because you spend so much time with them.
Right. Yeah, well, that's the same way with us. You know, EMT and stuff, and that's one way that we got to get things off our chest and make sure we don't go loco. And you know, we got to have that mentality to where, you know, we got to be thinking straight and make the right decisions. Same thing that Chad goes through is what we go through as EMTs. Same with firefighters. You know, it's a tough job. You know, Chad has a tougher job than I do. He's always dealing with people who aren't, you know, thinking straight. You know, he deals with all of that. We only deal with that only sometimes, but not all the time. Okay, so any plans on furthering your career with the police department as far as, you know, becoming a sergeant or becoming at a, you know, at one of those promoted levels?
Well, for now, you know, everything's all learning curve. You know, you do everything. You know, I'm trying to learn as much as I can on the way. You know, I want to learn a lot. And it's just, you know, just trying to be a sponge and just gaining up everything. And then from what I learned, you know, showing to other officers that are new coming in, you know, teaching them along the way as well. But I do ponder about other things I want to do further in the career. Like either become CI. Another one I was also debating about, like, well, not debating about, but I mean, I know I can't do this job forever. It's being a police officer. It does get physical. I already know I can't do the job forever. There's times where I do want to go back to school and get my JED degree, and try to become like either a lawyer or a prosecutor or something.
Cool. That's awesome. So you see, you guys are gonna never stop learning, no matter what field you go into. It's always gonna be learning. Same with us. We're always learning something new with EMS. Same thing with football. Me coaching football, there's always something new that I have to learn as far as technique and stuff like that. And you just gotta take it as it is. Part of your job, part of you being a better police officer, EMT, football coach, basketball coach, whatever. I tell you guys to be the best at whatever you guys choose to do. If you guys gonna be a janitor, be the best janitor. If you guys gonna be the best driver of a trucking company, be that. Anything. So who can become a police officer?
Well, it's actually the process is actually a lot harder than I thought it would have been. You gotta be able to get through a background check, and a lot of departments you have to do like a polygraph test to make sure you do have, it's not an integrity. You do have integrity.
Right.
Another thing is you also have to take like a written test, aptitude test, where they check your reading levels, your writing levels, skills, and also math.
Right.
On top of that, you have to go through a psych evaluation. It's a long process because they got to figure out who's going to become a police officer. Because due to contrary belief, not just everyone can become police officers.
Right.
It's not easy, as a lot of people think it is.
Right.
And on top of that, you got to be able to get through it physically as well.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the same with us. You got to go through a background check also, and you can't just hire anybody. That's a good point that you came up with. I forgot all about that. But if you guys want to, have a good job this day and age, you got to have that right attitude, and there's a lot of jobs where you got to go through all that background check and everything. Same with IHS. Navajo Nation now has it. You got to go through a background check. So you guys want to be a police officer, EMT, want to work out as a ranger, anything with Navajo Nation, you got to go through that background check. Same with IHS, same with the school. You got to go through that background check. So you guys got to, mind your attitude and stuff like that. You can't be, acting like a jackass.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's the direction you're going, and if that's the direction you're going, you feel like you don't meet those criteria, start cleaning up yourself right now.
Yeah, that's a good point. So other than that, you have anything else to say? Add to it?
I think one thing I would like to say that everything's not easy. I don't know if I'm making it sound like it's easy. College wasn't easy. Being away from home and away from family isn't easy as well. There's times where you won't be able to come back home and spend time with family. There's sometimes you have to stay out where you are or go to other places to work just to make money. Just responsibilities have to kick in. It just depends on how much you want it. And, if you want to give up, there's a lot of, I've seen people just give up right then and there.